And yet, a process of now compensation is spoken about. And you hear people saying, okay, a wrong was committed, but there is no admission of guilt. But to cover it up, we are going to compensate you because you lost your loved one. Is that right? Is that just? And when you talk about justice, because human rights, the people who are in your space, you seek justice, right? How do we define that justice? What would be just when you're trying to compensate, when you're trying to address the violation of the basic freedoms?
I think these conversations have been dominating the airwaves, especially since yesterday. And what you ask brings me to, let me just say what we've done as Amnesty in this space. Currently, we're in a collaboration with an organization called ODIPODEF. Now, ODIPODEF and Amnesty have looked at the trend of protests in this country. We have what we're calling the Kenya Freedom Index. And if you look at that Kenya Freedom Index from 2020 to 2025, we have had 1,000 protests in the country. So those ones have been documented. And these protests then, who is organizing? It is your people out there in the community. So that's the number one, organizers, the residents and communities. Number two, we have the workers and the unions who are going out there to organize. And number three, we have the youth, of course, our Gen Z and the students. They form that part of the organizing. Surprise, surprise, people always say the civil society is out there making noise, the paid activists and all these. They are number five. And then what are the issues that Kenyans are going out there to protest about? Again, according to the research and this project that Amnesty International Kenya and ODIPODEF are doing, the three top reasons why Kenyans are going on the streets. One is economic freedom. That dominates what is driving people to the streets. Number two is political freedom. That is driving why people are going to the streets. And then number three is an emerging area we're calling the environmental freedom. So those are the three drivers of protest. And then maybe just put your question in context. When people go out there, who is the object of their protests? Who do they want to address issues of economic freedom, issues of political freedom, and again, issues of environmental freedom? The number one person or people that they're targeting is the national government. It shouldn't come as a surprise. That is the executive and the ministers, because they, like I said, they're the duty bearers. They have a duty and responsibility to ensure that Kenyans enjoy their rights fully. And in this case, the economic freedoms, the political freedoms, they're the custodians of making sure that those rights are implemented. The number two is the county governments and local authorities. So we've seen people go out there demonstrating against the excesses of the local government and all that. And then number three, of course, is the police and security agencies and then parliament. So again, from this evidence-based kind of analysis of the environment, we can clearly see, back to your point, that if the leaders did the right thing, if the leaders listen to the citizens, if the leaders live true to the dictum of we the people, as found in Article 1 of the Constitution, we will minimize these cases and these incidents whereby people need to go out there. But I find it surprising in this country, because once Kenyans go out there and elect their leaders, the leaders think they've become overlords. Yet at the end of the day, the people retain the sovereign power. Sovereignty belongs to the Kenyan people. They're the ones who put leaders in office. And Article 73 is very clear that when you go into, when you occupy a state office, you are there to serve people, not to rule over them. So I wish our country had a crop of leaders who really lived true to the Constitution, responded to these issues that Kenyans are raising, then we'll minimize these acts of bloodshed, demonstrations and all that. And the leaders, again, back to the Luo proverb, should lead with humility. They are servants of people. Without those people, they will not, unless we are in a monarchy or a dictatorship and all this. But people woke up in the morning, believed in those leaders, gave them a little bit of their power to govern themselves so that they govern on their behalf. So humility is key, but humility doesn't actually make sense if the leaders are not listening to what they